Hi Sam, how you doing? Thanks so much for getting this in. You're being very patient, and I think it's kind of difficult at times to describe the process to students because there, here we are, halfway, more than halfway through the class, and we're still kind of looking at pieces, parts. I can't wait to see your background pages this coming week. I hope you looked at the videos on those. I know I put a lot of information up. Is it too much? Let me know if I put too much up for you guys. But there's a ton of videos over here that I posted this week. I'm sure you saw them, but let's just jump over there to the course home area. Come on, Bill. Oh, I'm all frozen up here. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we are. And see, I've got this welcome to week 6 of part 1 and welcome to week 6 part 2. And then I also have this stuff on writing your cover letter and your resume and stuff coming up for week 6. And during week 6, you're going to be looking at designing your background pages. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing seeing that from you, Sam. So this looks phenomenal. I'll tell you something. One thing I love about these rendering mockups is that you really get a chance to see the work in action, so to speak. Okay, so when I was looking before, oh boy, I just had it closed. You know what? Let me see if I can open it up right quick here. Open recent file. That would be, but I think this one. I think is this it. It is cool. So here, the way that you have it mocked up here, it's. Okay, like I see this, and all I see right here is a city being consumed by a tidal wave. And that is one of the issues at looking at work individually, piece by piece. Now, that is diminished here, but nonetheless, I think that it was this, Sam, I just think it's just so much nicer a presentation. You did change the colors. Yes, that's right. There was blue in there. Okay. I thought that, all right, now I'm thinking straight. It was the blue and the fact that there was this wave around the city that got me to thinking tidal wave. So yes, you did change the colors, and I think this looks so much better. I'm not seeing the tidal wave. I'm actually seeing here the little house being protected by this kind of wrap. So a little change in the color, boy, and a whole lot of things changed. That is very cool. So, plus I really like seeing this in action, just like this, because this is how it's intended to be seen. I mean, if you're going to be sending things to establish corporate identity, this is the way to do it. I mean, everything that comes out of your studio when you're representing a company should be exactly that. It should be branding that company. So when they get their envelope, they're being branded. When you open their website, they're being branded. If you get a letter, they're being branded. If you get a gift calendar, it's being branded. You see what I'm saying? So that's just a really lovely presentation. I go both ways on that, the use of these background templates. Number one, I think that they're becoming quite ubiquitous. So I don't think it's reasonable to think that you're showing anything that's not being shown by a lot of other designers in your situation. Okay? The advantage of doing it this way is that you've designed that. So you're going to have some viewers looking at this going, boy, I'm glad this designer decided to mock this up herself instead of depending on okay, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it in a portfolio. I'm okay with it in a portfolio book. I'm okay with it in an electronic PDF portfolio. Okay, so I just want to make you aware that there might be those. I guess just know what you're using. Know that it's a template, and know that everybody who looks at it is going to know it's a template, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay? All right, let's move on to, this is awesome. What I recommend here, this is so cool that the reflection of the windows, that's awesome. Looks so good. Sam, it just looks so much better. Now I'm seeing the differences in the house too. Wait a second. Yes, indeed. Okay, yeah, got it. So this looks so much better. Really does. This is phenomenal. Really good job changing this, Sam. Good job. I like the way you think. This shot right here, what I would do is I would mock this up in an office setting, okay? Like, so you have an image of a receptionist or a reception guy behind the desk with the big desk, and then the sign behind the reception area that has the company name. I think that would be a little bit more believable as environmental graphics. This just kind of seems like a kind of a stark image. Great job mocking these up. Excuse me. You know what? It's a good idea to do this. It really is. And I can see your issues. Yes, absolutely. So your website's about that big. And I don't know why that is. And can you resize it to fit the window? Because right now these are problems. It's not showing a responsive website. It's showing just one size. And there's a bigger screen, meaning that the resolution would be different, meaning that the resolution would change on the website, filling the screen appropriately as such. But we're not seeing that. So what I'm going to suggest is that you just go into Photoshop and cheat and take that image right there. And before you skew it, just enlarge it, or enlarge it and then skew it, transform it to fit in that window. And that, at this point, is the only way to do it. I can't ask you to rewrite your website and go back in there and start changing code. I don't think that's appropriate at this point, and I don't think it's expected. As long as you understand what we're doing here, we're mocking this up to make it look good. We're not actually going in and fixing the website. So that might be something that could be problematic come time when somebody does click on the URL and see that there's a difference there. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, please let me clarify. Just let me know. This is better. I think it makes sense to me that the original photo, even when you do straighten it out, it makes sense to me that the wall would be straight and not, okay, so this river, the bridge, is at the high point in the middle of the bridge, right? So, and as we can see by the other side of that, this isn't the middle. So the bridge obviously is going to arc up and then arc back down, not the wall. So to me, that always made sense, is to straighten that wall out a little bit. And I think the students who are receptive to that particular recommendation really, really get some good results in this image here, okay? So that's what I got. You know what I would do with this image right here? You take a look at that shadow right there, and you can see this is a drop shadow on here. Let me zoom in here. I want to show you something. You should be able to see that zoom. Okay, this is a drop shadow, okay? This is a cast shadow. What is the difference? The difference that a drop shadow draws a shadow that would be almost a separation shadow, which would draw separation from, like almost if you put a penny on a piece of white paper sitting on top of your desk, you can see the little shadow under, it's like a little separation shadow under the penny, right? That would be synonymous with a drop shadow. Cast shadow is being cast by a light. So in other words, here's the light coming in from up here. It's coming and it's hitting the subject and it's casting their shadow down here. Okay, so what we would want to see on the bird here is the same thing. We would want to see a cast shadow. So instead of all the way around behind it, like this would indicate a light source coming from in front of the bird over here somewhere in front of the bird. Well, the light source in the image is up here somewhere. So we need that that shadow to be cast similarly to these shadows. And that would be off to this direction here. Just a little bit down and to the right, not above, because as you can see, there wouldn't be a shadow above. There should be a shadow below and to the right. So try to duplicate that and make sure it's a cast shadow and not a drop shadow. Okay, let me get back to full size there. And I managed to take 9 minutes on 4 pages. So yes, I am as long-winded as I always have been. You guys are probably like, come on already. I'm sorry. Anyways, so there you have it, Sam. If you have any questions at all, feel free to holler, and I'm right here. All right, thanks.